Green Lantern New Guardians number 24, written by Justin Jordan, art by Brad Walker. This is the next part of the Lights Out event, and last time, Oa blew up. Oa is now gone, and we actually, very first panel here is Oa blowing up again, and everyone's sad, everyone's crying. We got Kyle, the Guardians, and then what's left of the Green Lantern Corps, along with Carol, all basically just mourning, and Hal is just pissed. He's like, no, damn it, this couldn't have happened on my watch. I can't literally be the man who, after like a week of leadership, let Oa blow up. It's not cool. So at that point, he says, oh, we gotta go, we gotta fight Relic, we gotta do whatever we can. And everyone basically tells Hal, all right, cool it. We're all running on battery power now. We're not gonna last that long. Relic is way too much for us right now. We need to come up with a different strategy. We need to do something else rather than fight him head on. And Hal basically is like, okay, fine. If we got to do something else, we're going to Yzmalt. Guy Gardner's there. He's a Red Lantern now. Yes, I'm sorry I didn't tell you all. He'll help us out. So that's what we're going to go do. And as they are about to start making their way there, Kyle's like, hold on, does anyone else hear that? It's the entities. And then we see the entities for the white, blue, orange, green, violet, and indigo all just show up and blast their way inside of Kyle's body. And so when he comes out, he's got like a Parallax vibe going on in terms of he's the host of a bunch of entities. And everyone's just kind of standing around like, does anyone understand what the hell's going on right now? No? Anybody? No? All right, cool. And then Kyle just starts flying away. And Hal and Carol are like, dude, hey, Kyle and or entities, whoever's listening right now, we could actually use some help. Could you maybe, I don't know, do anything right now? And he's not responding, so Hal gets in his way, tries to block him. Carol also is just like, Kyle, you know, me and you, we got a bond now. We went through a whole bunch of stuff in New Guardians. Can you hear me out now? And we see Predator, the violet entity, I always forget that word, is like, look, I can hear you, Carol, I get it, but none of you lanterns matter anymore. This is way above any of you individuals. So just blast past her. All of the Green Lantern Corps then are told, use your rings, bubble them up, don't let them out. And Ion screams out like, Hal, don't you understand? I am literally your entity. You stop this right now. And they keep on blasting, saying like, hey, look, we get it. Rilek, he's killing you all. We want to help. We want to stop him. Just tell us what we need to do and also help us in return. And Kyle busts out of the thing saying like, Relic isn't the problem here. This event's going to be over in like 2 weeks. Our thing is bigger and we're going to have to deal with that. So bye-bye. And so he waves his hand and a thing of energy, probably from the Indigo tribe, basically teleports them clear across the universe right over to Yzmalt. So they're unable to get back to him because they're so low on powers. It's like, all right, well, whatever Kyle's going to do with the entities, he's just going to do. We'll just deal with what we can. Let's head down to the Red Lantern planet. So we cut across to another sector where Jon Stewart and his ragtag group of rookies are freaking out because they're like, oh, God, oh, geez, this planet you told us to look for isn't here. What are we supposed to do? I'm freaking out. And one of them loses control of his rings. Starts choking in space, and John's like, hey, it's cool, it's good, planet's here, just got a cloaking device on, you just got to know the magic words. And he moves his hand and says knock knock, and of course it is the Indigo tribe's planet. And they land on the planet and just like, yep, nope, it's a hidden planet, it's hard to find, but luckily I know who we're looking for here. And so they land on the planet. They're immediately surrounded by the Indigo tribe, and he asks, well, I'm looking for the Indigo tribe unless one of you is Natromo, which I believe is the guy who made the Indigo rings, but I could be wrong. So we cut back to Kyle, and he's not even in control of his body anymore. It's just all of the entities talking in his head. And it's like, okay, we're close to being complete, but we're missing the yellow entity Parallax and the red entity of the Butcher. Those are the only things we need in order to become complete. We got to go get them. Parallax is going to be a real pain in the ass to get because Sinestro is currently in control of them, but we can hear the Butcher. We can hear him. He's calling out. He wants to be found. He's angry. And one of them's like, he's always angry. That's this whole thing. So at this point, Kyle tries to fight against it, but he's like, it's like fighting against seven oceans all at once. It is impossible to do. And as he is trying to do it, he's like, I can't, I'm all alone. I can't win this fight. And then the Guardians show up and they're just like, Kyle, you certainly are not alone. We're here to help you. And the entities inside are just like, hey, you can't hope to stop us. Like, we're the entities. We're going to do what we're going to do. And the Guardians explain, like, we managed to take down one of you. The Green Lantern one, like, we've contained one of you. We are stronger than before. We can take down all of you now. And so they're just bluffing. And they start trying to fight against the entities as best they can. But in actuality, it's just causing the entities to get distracted long enough that the internal fight with Kyle is easier for him to win. So he starts using the entities against each other because every one of them beats another one. And so he's like, okay, I got it. I can do it. I can get across this. And he does manage to free himself from the entities' grip on his mind. They're still inside of him, but they aren't controlling him. And so the Guardians are like, oh, thank God, Kyle, you managed to pull it off. And he's like, yeah, were you actually going to be able to contain them? And he's like, no, Jesus, no, we had no chance of that. We were just hoping to give you a fighting chance. So at that point, he says, yeah, okay, so we should probably make our way over to Yzmalt and we'll help the rest of the Green Lanterns take down Relic. And Kyle says, no, look, I was listening to what the entities were saying and I was feeling what they were feeling. We have to help Relic. He's actually right. So, yeah, that's all going to be next issue of Red Lanterns, and I think there's an annual that's going to wrap it all up after that. But interesting turn. I was always intrigued by this entity stuff as soon as it started happening. Of the entities are dying. What does that mean? I was kind of hoping it wasn't going to be directly involved in this event, but it does seem like it is basically just going to be the light is actually dying. We are almost out. Relic was right. And so we have to be real careful with how we use it from now on. And I'm not saying that it's a bad turn. I'm actually very interested in it. But I do kind of wish the entity stuff was a longer term goal rather than being wrapped up all right now. So all in all, I'll say this one's probably a solid 7. It's a bit talky for me, especially when Hal's like complaining about, no, I can't believe the Corps would do that. We got to go and we got to fight. We got to fight them. It's just like 2 straight pages of dialogue where that's all that's being said. So bit too wordy for me, but it's still a solid 7. It's still forwarding the story nicely. I'm not sure how they're going to wrap it up as quickly as they need to with only Red Lanterns and an annual left, but I'm sure they figured it out. So we'll take a look at what's happening then. All in all, decent issue.